go. Good to go.
Recording has
Good
started.
to go. Yo, yo, yo. Yep, yep. Okay.
Uh, do you drive cars?
Yes, I drive cars. Audio aligned.
Sweet. Alrighty. We're just gonna.
Oh, yet again. Welcome to Late Night Tangents podcast number 22.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. What? This is Taylor speaking, and that is
I'm Eric. Sorry.
Eric speaking. All right. This is it, man.
This is it. The
We
start.
waited a whole week.
A whole week. I love it when you
Um,
say it like that.
we've had quite a few phone calls this week.
Far too many.
Yeah, but I think we'll be able to get this pod dialed.
Let's hope we get it dialed in today. No, it's been dialed.
How you feeling about my mustache right now?
You know, I have some opinions on your stash.
Yeah.
I think if you would have just continued to shave that thing when you started growing it, just continued to shave it every day, it would have been a more full mustache than it is
You
right now.
sucked. I
Be-
don't think I can take it down now. Do you know how weird I would look without this fucking thing on my lip?
well, I've seen you without it, so it's not going to.
I would look so adolescent. Dude, I really would.
um, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if you would have started shaving that thing, just continue to shave it, and then, like, as it sits right now, you would have been like, okay, I'm going to grow out the stash. I think it would have been more full. Not
You
not
think I
that
should
it's not to say that it's not full now, but from what I'm seeing, and I haven't seen you in person in a long time, from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look very full to me.
God, you know what? Fuck you. This is a great mustache, God damn it.
It looks like you've got
Man,
more
now that I'm
hair
seeing
on
it,
the sides of your
I know.
than here.
It looks like I'm missing a whole fucking spot.
See,
Oh, it looks awful too, huh? Oh my lord. All right, I gotta stop.
all right. Is everything turned off in your apartment? Air conditioning, fan.
Myself, yes.
Okay. Um. Okay, we're dialed on that front then. Yeah, but speaking of mustache, I made a decision. You know how, like, several episodes ago, I said, I'm going to grow out the old goatee. That was like 3-4 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Never ended up doing it because at the time, I had all my finals and juries and performances and stuff like that. So it just, not to say that that wouldn't be okay, but now that
Yeah.
it's summertime, I am fully going to grow. Oh, he cannot stop thinking about his bald spot in his stash.
Bro, did someone fucking chop that off while I was sleeping?
It's been like that.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to shave it all off.
But
Ugh.
I'm gonna grow the old goatee, and I'm gonna do
Yeah.
it because you could see a little 5 o'clock coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna shave this and keep the old goatee.
You said
Mm-hmm.
goatee a little bit interesting, like
Goatee.
gold tea.
Go
It sounds
go
like you throw a little L in there.
goatee. Goatee.
Gold tea.
No goatee.
Okay.
And then if I'm like, okay, I've always kind of wanted a stash. If I'm feeling it, then I'll just
Dude, hell yeah.
trim the old chin down.
Man. Man. Sometimes I just feel like I do need to refresh my face and just start from square one again.
I'll tell you this. The second I started getting the little peach fuzz in on my face,
Yep.
I was shaving that day one, even if peach fuzz, because I just the fact of having hair on my face just it grossed me out.
Hmm.
But now I could grow a pretty full beard, and I would say it looks halfway decent. I don't know if I keep up with it. Uh, and people say I look pretty good with it, but I don't know. Just professionalism, it had to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think the pod ever got to see the beard.
No, definitely not.
But that's okay. That's okay. So speaking of faces,
Yeah.
how was your week?
How does that have to do with faces?
Well, tell your story and then it makes sense.
Oh, God, that was a really bad lead in.
I'm not gonna tell your story for you.
Why? I've only heard it like 5 times.
Only.
All right. So, anyways, um, overall work week, dude. I felt like this last week was never gonna end. It just dragged, dude. It dragged a little bit. I mean, it was a good week, but whew, oh boy, tell you what. Jeez, man, you're looking tough over there. Um, yeah, overall good week. Thursday, I've had this, or I have, dude, I can't speak. Thursday, I went to a concert. Wow, how hard was that to say? Thursday, I went to a concert. Concert genre or band, um, reggae genre, stick figure band. Um, God, dude, I think the opener. Let me look. I
Man,
think
you
they
are
were called the.
struggling to talk here.
Shut the fuck up. Pepper. Pepper was the opener. They were real good. Um, Josh was saying that he likes. I think this is what I recall is that he said that he likes the radio version of them better because when they perform, they get a little bit more intense, a little bit more wild on stage, which I think is actually pretty true. Just from what I saw. But they killed it. They crushed it. Really good openers. And then Stick Figure came out, which is like they're like in my opinion, they're like the most badass version of reggae right now that you could put on a stage. And they just absolutely murdered it. They were so good. Like it was amazing, bro. Um, really cool environment. Everybody was in it. There was some people that were more or too far in it. I think during that time, I don't know, 3.5, 4 hours, something rather that I was there. Yeah, yeah, it was a long time. Um,
Oh
there was
boy.
four people, four people that went down that I saw,
What do you
like
mean?
down, like medical had to be called in.
Like
Um,
alcohol or like fights?
Ketamine. I
Oh,
don't fuck. um,
all of
but
the
yeah,
above?
like me and my boy Juice, we rolled in at 7:20. The concert, the opener hadn't started yet, but the concert started at 7. We roll up at 7:20. We're like, hey, let's grab some drinks. Um, we got a little, you know, beforehand, and rolled in and we're like, dude, let's go grab some beverages. And as we're making our way to like a line, there's like 7 or 8 lines. Um, we see this like group of people huddled around, like in a circle, and we're like, what in the hell's going on there? And I'm like trying to look, and I'm looking through people's legs at the floor, and I see a person, and I'm like, oh my god. And I look at my phone. I'm like, it's 7:20, dude. I'm like, we're not even not even a half hour in. And yeah, sure as shit, somebody was just like ghost white laying on the ground, just like in bad shape.
Ooh, was it hot?
No,
Oh,
no, it was
yikes.
inside. It was air conditioned.
Las Vegas,
It was,
Nevada, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know, man. It was a party. It was a party.
Ooh.
Um, but yeah, then throughout the night there was three more people that they were trying to like walk up the alleyway next to us because we were on the edge of like where the standing section was,
Yeah.
and like three more people were being like carried out like because they were just so down bad. I don't know what was going on, but they were all walking out of there just either green or just ghostly white, just looking not good.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the rest of the concert went well. I'm not usually, dude. When I go to stuff like that, I'm usually just stiff as a board, just like standing there, not really
Uncomfortable.
doing much. Just yeah, not my vibe.
Okay.
And this time I was just kind of like, you know what? Fuck that noise. I'm like, I am gonna fucking dance at this concert, which is not like me.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I'm gonna fucking dance. I fucking know maybe 50% of the words, so I'm just gonna say the words that I fucking know as loud as I can. And I'm like, I'm just gonna let her rip, baby. I was feeling
Yeah.
good. Fucking the drinks were saucy. Fucking they were heavy, bro.
What
Oh
were
man.
they?
I just went for the old vodka Red Bulls.
Oh, yikes.
Um, only downside, bro, is it's like bartenders know that Red Bull's expensive, so they opt for like the Monster,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that shit really puts me in a bad mood. I'm like, dude, come on, bro. I'm already spending one beverage, $20, $20 for a 16 ouncer.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude. More than $1 an ounce. So
$16. That's insane.
no, 20.
Oh, 20?
$20 for a 16 ouncer, bro.
No, thank
Yeah,
you.
rough. I mean, they were strong. Don't get me wrong, but anyways, so yeah, having a good time, singing, dancing, doing whatever. And the venue that we were at has three different levels. So it has your floor in the first story, second story. So I guess maybe that's two levels. Whatever, I
Mm-hmm.
don't fucking know.
Yeah.
And it's all around the edges. So all around the perimeter are the stories, and then there's the whole floor. And we were right on the edge of where like the next level is, and people are holding their drinks like over the edge, right over your head, like 20 feet up. And so I'm all paranoid because I look up, looking at the venue, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm just like, people are like holding their drinks over, like spilling on the people below. I'm like, God damn. I'm like, if I get fucking dripped on, I'm gonna be so pissed. So I just keep on like here and there glancing up above me. I'm just like, God damn, people are holding their phones. I'm like, if I caught a phone to the dome, you know how mad I would be, and I couldn't even do anything about it. I couldn't just reach up there and punch him
Yeah.
if I wanted to. So little did I know that the danger was not overhead; it was actually behind me. Um, there was a boyfriend girlfriend little something
Spat.
going on. I don't know.
Little
Just
spat.
they were just not having a good night. There's one time I looked over and the girlfriend was bawling her eyes out, and I was like, "Oh, that sucks." I'm like,
Yikes.
"That's never fun." And so she was obviously the one who was going to fetch the drinks for the guy, and I was like, "Dude, what a butthole this guy is." Um, like that's. And I don't know their situation, but I'm just making assumptions from a distance. Um, but yeah, so it's like three-quarters of the way through the concert, and I'm like having a ball, and I'm in my own mental like I'm doing the concert right now, and then like all of a sudden just boom, I just like get shoved into, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I'm ready because I've been telling Juice all night, like, I want to arm wrestle somebody here because I'm all fucking amped up and I'm, a little tipsy, and I'm just like, I'm gonna arm wrestle someone. And so I get bumped into, and I'm like, oh, prime opportunity. What's going down? So
You
I
bumped into
flip a
me. Let's
bitch.
arm wrestle.
Literally, dude. I flip a bitch, And as soon as I turn around, bro, the boyfriend is like right in front of me, and he just jumps like right out of the way. And as soon as his head moves like away from like the protection, like as soon as his shielding moves away from me, boom, bro. Tequila Sprite right in the mouth. Dude, the chick was so pissed at her boyfriend. She tried to throw a drink at him and he dodged, and I had no idea what was going on because I had just turned around. I caught a face full of tequila Sprite, bro. A face full.
Oh
So, dude, it was
no.
like I had just been flashbanged. Like my eyes were just like all like instantly burning. I had like lime and tequila like in my eyeballs.
Oh
So I was
yeah.
like scratching at my face. I was like, screaming. I was like, holy shit, I can't fucking see. And by the time that I finally was able to like see again and shit wasn't blurry, it was over. Everyone was gone. Everybody was settled back down. And I was like, damn it, bro. I'm like, that sucks. And so I'm standing there. My hair is just soaked. My clothes are just soaked. Bro, I just caught like all of that 16 ounces in one freaking swoosh. I turn around and I look at the group that I'm with and I'm like, I'm just standing there silent, waiting for somebody's reaction. And Jeff that I work with, obviously, turns around and he's like, "Bro," and I'm just like, I have no idea. just just like
I was blind for
baffled.
half of it.
Yeah,
You're that
it was.
You're that one guy in the fight that is all amped up to fight someone, and he's the first person to be like, "What happened?" He's the first
Yeah,
person to get punched, and he's down for the entire fight. You're just like, you get up after it's over. You're like, "Let's go, I'm ready."
yeah. Ah, I got excluded from my own freaking fun, dude.
That's hilarious.
But
I don't
whatever.
know how I would have handled that situation. I think I would have been so dumbfounded that that happened to me. I would have just been like,
I didn't let it deter the rest of the night. I was
"Oh,
like, dude, I'm in a bad situation right now, but I have to make the most of it. So I just kept on singing and dancing, all soaking wet.
oh, there you go."
My
Looks
hair
like you're
dried up though. It was like a chip. It was all like, dude, it's like I poured a gallon of hairspray in my hair. It was all stiff. Like I could
Ew.
pull it out and it would just be stiff.
Ooh,
Yeah.
like a little gel situation going on.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, like back in middle school.
Oh yeah.
Used to do the old faux hawk.
Oh yeah. Ooh, yikes. That's
Yeah.
brutal. I'm glad it
Oh
didn't
yeah.
let you it didn't ruin your situation, your night. You'd just be like, I'm
Nah.
just sweating, I'm having such a good time.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you got to let it roll.
And you
Like,
smell like lime in the meantime.
yeah. Yeah, I thought it was funny. I honestly thought it was. I'm just like, dude, I love that I got entangled in another relationship's
What
argument.
what was Juice's reaction?
He was just like laughing. He like couldn't stop. I was just like, bro, I'd be doing the same thing. I'm like, if I was here with Eric and Eric got a drink thrown in his freaking mouth, I would probably have to leave. I would be laughing so hard.
Oh
I thought it
my
was amazing.
yeah. Well, now you have an insane story to tell people.
Dude, yeah. And like, I don't know, it just added to the value of the night, you know? I was like, nice. Now I have a really funny story to add to tonight. And then it just like got me all amped up to keep going to other concerts. So now I'm like over here. Every time I listen to a song of sorts, I'm like, ooh, do they have a concert coming up? Ooh, do they have a concert coming up?
Gosh,
I know.
that's great.
Yeah, what an awesome city to live in though for concerts.
Yeah, that
You
is
know
true.
that this is going to be a destination for everybody
Oh yeah.
if they're on tour.
Yeah, I can't remember one of my buddy or one of my colleagues from school. He's at a concert today, actually, I think, in Yankee
Uh,
Stadium. And I don't know, it might be a Taylor Swift, but I would assume she wouldn't go to Yankee Stadium. She'd probably go to, oh, what is that place called? Not Radio City Music Hall. No, 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 no.
oh God, you're asking the wrong
Gosh,
fella.
I live there. Why can't it's not the Moda Center, but it's similar. Anyways, I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
It's not the
Gosh, dang it.
square. No. Anyways, well,
Okay.
that's fantastic. Yeah, I did not
Have
have
you
what
you've never have you ever been to like
a concert.
what? Yeah.
Never. I thought we talked about
Did I
that
ask you
last.
this last week?
I think so. I've never.
Bobby, what the fuck? Who do you what do you like Post Malone? Did I ask you that too?
Yeah, I
Son of
would
a bitch.
totally go to a Post Malone concert.
I have to go to a Post Malone concert.
Um, were you
I
gonna?
love that man.
I was. I for a second there, I was afraid if you were gonna ask me if I even listen to music in my free time. I do, but
Not gonna lie. Yesterday was a bit odd for me. I probably spent 5 hours on my back porch listening to music yesterday. Bless you.
thank you.
Bless you.
Oh man. Okay.
Fucking shit. I can't. I gotta write it down. Here we go. Timestamp. Yeah, dude, I spent probably about 5 hours of my day yesterday on the back porch.
Sure.
And you probably have never heard of him. Warren Zeters,
Never.
uh, big big country guy. Um, it was pretty popular out in the oil field. Anytime you'd hop in a supervisor's truck, it'd probably be Warren Zeters. I don't know what it was about that out there, but that was super popular
Nice.
guy. But yeah, I listened to that for like 5 hours, bro. I've never done that,
Yeah.
but I was in it, just chilling,
Interesting.
breathing in
Interesting.
the fresh air.
Yeah, what did I do yesterday? I didn't do a whole lot. I watched PGA Tour, RBC Heritage, Canada. Um, rooting for my boy Rory.
Oh, oh yeah, McElroy.
Yeah, yes sir. Uh, and then I hit some balls in the morning, and then I went and played golf in the evening.
How nice. You must. Do you? It must be so nice to be able to go and hit a bucket of balls at any time of the day. I think morning and night sessions are definitely prime.
Yeah. Well, they stopped the range. It's close to our house here.
Yeah,
It used to be open till 10, but now
right.
it's the latest. It closes at 9 now, which I mean,
Wow.
still, I mean, that's still a decent time, but I'm like, I want it because they got those big ass lights.
Yeah.
And when you're out there at 10 o'clock when it's dark, those
Uh-huh.
lights hitting the balls, it's just
Yeah.
it hits different. You're just
It
like,
is.
oh, this is
It's
cool.
sick.
Yeah,
Yeah. You can see exactly where your shit's going.
right,
The contrast with the dark sky and the light.
right, and the little white ball. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I don't know. I don't know why they started doing that. I think they're losing money. Honestly, again,
Probably
I don't know.
keeping the lights on.
Right. Um. But I usually during the work week I can't go hit balls unless it's in the morning.
Right.
But usually before work cuz I work like 12 to 8 or 12 to 9 or something like that. Um s- so when I do get to it is I do enjoy and I have weekends off and it's a little busier on the weekends, but I kind of know like the peak when people go golfing, so I can kind of avoid when
Right.
people go to the range and they're actually playing golf. But I think I'm going to go again at some point. Jeff bailed on me today.
Oh man.
So probably going to be going myself later in the evening. Gonna go play probably a couple holes at Lake Oswego. I don't know.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid. Um,
But that was honestly that was kind of my week. All I did was work.
that's
Was
all we
it
do, bro.
Friday? It was rainy, so Friday was really slow. I just sat there on my phone for 8 hours, and you know me, I cannot do that. Can't
That's tough.
can't do that. I'm like, this is a,
There's only
and I'm like, you're getting paid, but dude, I don't care. I don't care. I'm
yeah,
just
no.
like,
That's why I left Cabela's,
ugh,
but I don't know. Yeah, that was shitty.
yeah,
There's nothing worse than being stranded somewhere and you just have nothing to fucking do.
nope. Because you can't leave.
Yeah.
You can't leave. So there's the busy times. So usually in the afternoon and later in the evening, those are the busy times.
Right.
But you'll have like a 2 hour spurt of super busy. So I'm like, I'm doing a bunch of stuff, and this is kind of interesting. I was assigned to the range duty, and I was out there pretty much my whole shift doing stuff, picking balls, making sure the range was picked up. And all my coworkers are like, "Oh, Eric, the range OG," and I was just like, what do you mean? They're just like, dude, you had the range dialed all day, and I'm like, they're like, you're working hard out here, and I'm like, if you think that's hard work, I seriously question what you guys think is, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like that. I sat in a cart all day, drove it up and down a range, got out of the cart, was lifting the balls, which are heavy when you get in, but I mean, maybe at max 80 pounds, 70.
Love people.
Yeah, I'm just like, that was the hardest part of it. But, anyways,
So,
yes.
um, how's the we talked a little bit this week on our personal time about
Mm-hmm.
your gym experience and your nutrition and the way that you're feeling and the benefits it has caused.
Yeah.
Um, what's your synopsis on the higher caloric intake and gym slash training sessions? How's that benefited?
Right. So, for, and so for the people out there that are listening that are thinking of getting into the gym or have toyed with the thought, this past, I don't know, let's say 3 weeks since I've been home, the past several weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I have been on this journey of trying to make myself the healthiest version I can be.
Right.
Now, someone might look at me and be like, oh, well, he doesn't seem unhealthy to me, or he seems perfectly healthy, or whatnot. And that might be true in some sense, but for me, at my height, I need to be probably, I don't know, probably 185, anywhere from 175 to 190. 170, 190, in and around there is average for my height.
Yeah.
And it has always worked with me. I have always, when I get busy with something or school, the health aspect of taking care of my body tends to fall on the wayside. So I don't eat enough calories. Like, I probably averaged when I was going to my first year of master's program, and I've had this happen in previous years in undergrad when I get super busy. I probably at most take in probably 1,000 calories a day at most.
Yeah. That's not sustainable.
Just not, your metabolism's going to start taking from various other places. It starts with, your fat, then goes to your muscle. And there was a point when I was close to 170. I never got to 170. I think the most, I think it was 165. I was healthy. That's when we were going to the gym every day. I was eating good.
Yeah.
But since being back, I've made it a goal to start eating more. The saying is eating is 80% of it, the gym's to 20%, right? For me,
Yep.
it really is 80% needs to be dedicated to diet, period. So I've
Yeah.
been really trying to make it a goal to eat at least 3,000 calories a day because that's how you're
Yeah.
going to consistently gain weight each week is by eating 3,000 calories. I don't know what the caloric intake each day is to sustain your weight. Isn't it like 2,000 calories or 1,800 calories or something like that?
It just depends on how much you currently weigh.
2,000 calories.
No, that's merely a suggestion, Bobby.
Yeah, this says general.
So
Um,
the rule of thumb is you take your weight and you multiply it by 15, and that's your maintenance calories.
yeah, that's what your body needs to sustain itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Sorry. I
no,
don't
you're
like
fine.
nutrition.
So I've been eating more. I've been starting to gain weight like crazy fast. I was down at a weight that was, I would probably say is now on the unhealthy side for my height. But now I'm getting back into normal territory for myself.
Yeah.
And I'm hitting the gym every day. And one thing for me is I've got very long legs and a shorter torso. So my body is 70% legs, 30%
Yeah.
upper body. And so something you and I have always discussed is I really need to get on the leg. I need to heavily exercise my legs. I'd say more than most anything, because that's where a lot of my weight's going to come from is my legs.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So I was talking to Maddie, and we were talking about the gym because she's also started to go into the gym, and I was telling her, I'm like, yeah, I might just go to the gym down the street here. And I'm like, but I don't really want to. I'm just like, I could just do it here. I was making excuse after excuse. And she goes, Eric,
Right.
these are just excuses. She goes, you can totally make the bonus room gym work. She's just like, go in
Yeah.
there. You can make it work. Everything you're saying is excuses. And I'm like, you're right. You're right. So I just told myself, I'm like, just do it. Just get in there and do it.
Yeah.
So I got in there and I did some leg exercises. It wasn't a lot. It was not a lot of weight at all, but it was focused
Yeah.
weightlifting.
Yeah.
And
Controlled.
yeah, and I was getting in there. My leg, I did it last night, but it fired me up. Like I'm getting excited now to go to the gym to constantly, you might not see improvement day by day or week by week, but I just know if I get in there every other day and do something, or every day and
Yeah.
do something, just do something, and I
Yeah.
meet my caloric intake, I will gain the weight and the muscle necessary.
Yeah.
And if I just do that consistently, then
Yep.
before you know it, your eyes, you're going to blink and you'll be like, oh, okay, I'm 175,
Yep.
So it
No
really,
doubt.
for me, it's making my thought process and my mentality turn to a more positive and shift my mentality a lot. Because for me, it's always been my career. Oh, my career is more important than my own health. My career is this and this and this is more important. But that was something I was telling you is that for me, since I'm a singer, my body is my instrument, so my health should come first. Period.
Right.
Because if I don't have a healthy instrument, I won't have a healthy sound or a healthy career.
Yeah.
And one thing I've noticed since lifting weights and stuff like that, my core is starting to get a little stronger, and I'm having a lot more control of my dynamic range. Like I was just messing around the other day in the car and in my room, and it's just so much easier for me to control the sound,
Yeah.
control and make it beautiful and release the sound with support.
Yeah. Getting stronger.
Right. And I shouldn't say control the sound. I'm sorry for all my people out there that sing opera. I'm not controlling the sound. I'm controlling the support. But yeah, it's giving me more energy, more urge to go do something at
Yeah.
an excellent level. And
Yeah.
that's kind of getting me energized to go back into the gym each day and continue to get better, because something that you were saying is I am literally starting at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, everything is only going to increase.
Yep. It is purely gonna be progress that you see.
Right. As long as I stay on top of it.
You have a great foundation to make a significant amount of progress. And like I feel like the progress that you will see will be drastic.
Right.
It's not just gonna be like I don't think it's gonna be slow coming. I think there's gonna be freaking huge phases of growth that you experience. And like that's the thing is that it's just like super common for people to not realize what condition they're in all the time. And like a really popular thing or a really commonly thought of situation for me is eventually one day I want to be a parent. And this is just coming out of left field here. But one day I
Sure.
want to be a parent. But I truly believe that in order to be a good parent, you also have to be in great shape. Because I don't know how many times I've seen like the occasional video on Instagram where a parent will be so out of shape that they can't save their kids or put their kids in a safe position because of their own physical condition. A really horrible video that I've seen that I'll use as a crazy example is a mom puts her kid in a stroller on a hill, and she puts her kid in the stroller and she turns around to go grab her bag out of her car, and while she's doing that she doesn't realize that her stroller is now rolling away. While the woman visually looks overweight and not capable of performing a sprint to go catch her daughter that's rolling down the hill into oncoming traffic. And I'm just like, it's one of those things you're just like, you're freaking out, you're freaking out. And luckily, a bystander who was in better physical condition was able to save her kid. But then it comes back to me, and I'm like, bro, there's no way I can be a parent and not be in shape too, because
Right.
she tried to go run after her kid and she tripped and fell. She tripped and fell over herself. Like
Yeah.
she wasn't there.
Right.
Now that was an extreme example, but I mean it applies to anything, bro. Let's say you're overweight and you're carrying your kid through the house at night because it's dark. If you're an overweight person, 300 plus pounds, let's say, and you trip and fall, bro, and you're carrying your 7, 8 pound baby, what is that?
Well,
You
it
know?
this is a little bit of a tangent here, and I've got some opinions on this, and I stick by them, and I think you're the same on this. We have gotten in a place in our society where we're just acceptant accepting of everything and anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you there there is such thing as being overweight. There is such thing as being obese.
Right.
If you're obese or you're overweight, that is unhealthy, because what is happening is your heart is working 3 times faster than what it needs to pump your blood throughout your body. And it's just everything. It is so evident, and it's so scientifically proven, and it is a scientific fact. Scientific fact that being, now it depends on like your height and stuff like that, sure.
Yeah.
But if you're just overweight and you're that's being unhealthy. I don't know why
Yeah.
we're promoting being unhealthy. It's not you have to look like an athlete or you have to look, like a Greek god or anything like that. No one's saying that whatsoever.
No.
But there is that most doctors have made charge that you need to fall in a certain weight spectrum for your height and your age.
Mm-hmm.
If you're 5'11" and you weigh 300 pounds as a male, okay, now we need to start having some conversations here, right? If I'm
And
six, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's both ways with that. It can be an obese overweight. It could be an overly muscular overweight. Because there are individuals that are 5'11", weigh 300 pounds, and they are just a block of muscle.
Right. And okay,
And
so
that doesn't work either.
right. Okay, there we go. Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say,
You're
does
not
that work
functional.
though? Yeah.
You are not functional in any way at that size. It does not fit your bone structure. That weight does not match what your structure was meant for. You're causing more damage than you are good. Like Eric said, with the cardiovascular side of being that size is so much constant strain on your cardiovascular system that it is not sustainable for any amount of time. I mean, you're looking at maybe 50 years.
Right.
Truthfully, like your heart is a pump and pumps go bad all the time.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's in your car, doesn't matter if it's in an airplane, doesn't matter if it's your heart pumping blood. A pump will go out.
Right.
It won't. It'll get too tired.
It's just like it's like a car. I'm sorry, but I just thought of this analogy, right? If your car can't take regular gas and you're putting regular gas in a premium car, you're putting something in your through your gas pump that will destroy it.
As far as like the nutrition aspect.
Sure. There's
Um,
and it's no one's saying you need to be skinny, and I understand that. Um,
I I don't. What did you just say? Our world has turned into we support everything or something.
accepting
What
of
did you say?
everything.
Accepting it. So I just support people constantly improving. If you're in a bad spot,
Yep,
then what are we
I
going to
agree.
do to improve the spot that you're at now?
I agree.
Because I don't care what you look like. I don't care who you are. It's the matter of the fact of what are we doing to constantly improve from where we're at today.
Right. Right.
It doesn't matter where you start, like where you're starting.
And no, 100%. And I think everybody's got their reasons or excuses. We'll say everybody's got stuff in their life that happens.
It was it was like the Instagram post that I posted the other day. That story. That that spoke to me, bro. That had some heavy heavy meaning to it. Because he just generalized the entire population of everybody in like one sentence.
Oh yeah.
Just hit it right on the head.
Right.
Everybody's got their own shit going on.
Yep.
Everybody has their own problems, even if they're different.
Yep.
Everybody is struggling just as hard as the person next to them. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Everyone has problems. It's just whether or not you decide to do the work.
Right.
And that's
this
what
is
I support is people doing the work.
I don't want it to sound like I'm being a hard ass and say, well, because that's not what I'm saying at all. You know.
Right.
But my suggestion is that people just have got to realize what's going on in their life and face it,
Yep.
the truth of it, and just be like, all right, I'm gonna start working through this. It's gonna be hard, but
It'll
just
be
hard
hard in the
work.
beginning, but like look at where you're at now. 3 weeks later, you're into it, and you're just like, "Fuck, this is the best thing I've done in a minute." It's affecting everything else down the line. It's
Right.
affecting how I play golf. It's affecting how I sing. It's affecting how I feel. It's affecting how I shit. It's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Yeah. And I guess, that yeah, I agree.
I I I I love it when people reach out for nutrition and advice.
Yeah.
I just keep getting more and more people hit me up just like asking questions about this and that and this and that. And I'm just like, yeah, this is what I know. This is what I don't know. I'd like to know more. People tell me things that I don't know. It's cool. We can trade information. And I keep a very open mind to everything. And then if somebody gives me some information that I feel kind of iffy about, I'm like, okay, well, I have to go do research on this now, make sure that it's valid. And then
Right.
I'll decide from there if I want to include it in my personal life as something that could help me.
Yeah.
I love it.
I just think it's for. Mm, yeah, I don't know. It's hard because some people have got different kinds of things going on in their life. So
Right.
it's like that video that you said. Everybody's got
I
their
need to
own.
repost that.
Everybody's got their own stuff that's going on, but it's what you choose to do to better that, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Um, I mean, that could kind of lead into our main topic for the day. We were going to talk about addiction. And I feel like most people, I'll just say myself, when I think of addiction, immediately just goes to like drugs. It's just like a very commonly stamped word attached to drugs.
Right.
Um, just because of the chemical compounds and such that are in them make them eh, addicting. Like
Yeah.
it's inevitable that what is in drugs is addicting, whatever. But I don't know which way did you want to go because I kind of wanted to talk more about like your decision to be addicted to something, something that comes from within you saying this is going to be something that I put all my effort into. I'm addicted to it. It drives me. It makes me get out of bed.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing because when we were discussing it, I said, yeah, I'm definitely addicted to things.
Right.
For me, I'm addicted to golf and I'm also addicted to music. All right. Now, you have to ask yourself, well, why? Why? Well, I'm addicted to golf because it gets me outside, gets me fresh air. I just love seeing those, love seeing the balls fly through the air.
Yeah. So
It's juvenile, sorry.
I like that juvenile. Um, I don't like juveniles. Um, anyways, um, so what's the difference between addiction and passion? You're like, why would you say something like
God,
that?
because now I'm just like, this might
Addiction
debunked
seems like a more
everything I just said about.
passion. Passion's a choice. Addiction's not. Addiction might be. Addiction might be some heavy grounds. Do we want to tread on them? We talk about passion instead.
Oh, well, that's interesting. So,
Tell me.
um, this is just a general research on Google. It's not credible because it's
Here's some general research on Google that's not
National
credible.
Institute of Health. Let's see here. Addiction, passion, and confusion.
Addiction,
Um,
passion, and confusion.
yeah,
Seems like a
exercise addiction is widely studied in sport, science, and psychology. Oh, I can't read this whole article. We'll be here
no.
for 5 minutes. You keep talking, and I'm going to
Oh, I
get some
keep
key
talking.
points.
All right. For me personally, I've always associated the gym with something that I'm actually addicted to. Um, I guess I only think that because if I go without physical fitness or exercise or movement, I start to feel sick. Like I start to not feel the same. I don't operate the same. I'm not as sharp on a day-to-day basis. Um, I guess it's like this is like more of a positive version of addiction. Whereas like if we're talking drugs and such, I think as you start to wean yourself off them, you eventually get to a spot where you feel better. But in the short term, coming off of drugs or alcohol, you feel worse. The short term is worse, the long term is better, kind of a situation is what I feel. But at the gym, I just feel worse and worse the longer I am away from it or physical activity. Because I was able to sustain physical activity in the oil field without going to the gym, and I felt and I maintained that sharpness. Um, Even though I did supplement the gym in after going to 12, 14 hours of working, I would still supplement in the gym because I just liked the movements. I liked the mental clarity that I gained from like knowing my shit. I was going to go to the gym. I was going to do X, Y, Z. I was going to feel this way, that way, and that way. And then afterwards, I was going to get the reward of what I saw in the mirror and the progress that I made on the scale and so on and so forth. It's more of just like I'm addicted to the progression of self betterment in
Y-
that aspect.
Yeah, so they were saying that with addiction, I mean, just general Google search, a lot of the websites articles said that addiction stems from a place of darkness or can lead into a place of darkness.
Yeah.
So let's break that down. I mean, passion, you could say you're passionate about something. All right. I think for
Yeah.
me, I misspoke and said I'm addicted to music. I'm passionate about music because passion, it was saying that uh,
Passion.
passion
Pursuit.
is a source of truth and enlightenment. Addictive behavior leads you into darkness. Passion can be stopped, addiction must be maintained. These are different quotes. Passion needs motivation to stay alive, addiction needs external forces to pull away. So if
Hold on,
you
hold on. Say that one more time. Passion.
that last one,
Passion needs
passion needs motivation to stay alive, addiction needs
motivation.
external forces to pull away. Now, if you want to break down all of those that I said, now these are just general researches are not credible. I per se. Um,
Sure.
but in terms of like the gym, like you're addicted to the gym,
Yeah.
depending on the person, that could be an addiction
I
because
think it can.
you have body dysmorphia, right? That's darkness, that's a negative thought process.
Yeah.
Um so people, I mean, of all thing it's a healthy addiction to an extent.
Bro, I can't.
Why?
You have an ex girlfriend that just makes you go psycho.
Oh, yeah.
That's darkness. That shit will push you further than you've ever pushed yourself in your life.
Right. Or if it's like, for example, I hate to throw you under the bus here,
Throw it.
unhealthy addiction, gym, muscle growth, dysmorphia can lead to steroids.
It's a byproduct. It's a gateway.
Right. And so, whereas for like music, for me, it's not an addiction, it's a passion, right? It gives me truth, it gives me enlightenment. Enlightenment, it gives, I'm not doing it because of any negative thing in my life, right? It all comes from a place of learning more, seeing different things through a different lens. It just opens up my eyes. It enlightens my brain, I guess you could say, for me.
Okay. So yeah, it just seems like very generalized light and dark.
Right,
The passion.
right. Because like the gym, I wouldn't say I'm addicted to the gym. Absolutely not at all. Because I could
Yeah.
stop tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I'm passionate about making myself more physically fit for my passion for music, right?
Right.
And I don't really have an approach to the gym having any kind of negative connotation. I have the gym of, okay, well, I'm unhealthy. I need to, I need to get in there and, get that mobility, that movement going, exercise
Mm-hmm.
those high twitch muscles, stay athletic.
It's very if you start falling behind on this in your 20s, your future's not looking good, brother. Future's not looking good. I think it's
Right.
really important to instill health early and carry that throughout your life. It's like it has to be a thing. And Eric and I talk about this a lot. Gosh, I didn't mean for the topic to go down this route, but it's supposed to be about addiction. Um, but an analogy that I use very often is I say that I eat like a dog, right? Because if a dog is taken care of properly and you feed it on on a timed schedule on a day-to-day basis, you give them the same amount of food, the same amount of water every day. That dog will stay healthy until it passes. It is the same exact. They have a metabolism just like humans do. You figure out your metabolism. You figure out what do I need to do on a day-to-day basis? What do I need to eat? How much fluids do I need to consume? If you do that day to day for years on end, you will live a very healthy life. And you can narrow out a lot of shit that starts to follow in your later years when humans aren't even supposed to really be alive. Because it's been decided that humans are only supposed to live for like what, 35, 40 years tops. But now we're living to be 90 and 100 and some people 120.
So are you saying that humans are animalistic?
Humans are absolutely animals.
Hmm. Interesting. Continue.
I
Sorry.
mean, the comparisons the comparisons are all there.
I
I mean,
agree.
we're a species just like any other species. Like we claim ourselves to be the human species.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I mean, that's kind of why I'm also addicted to it though, is because it's like a never-ending learning process. Like you just constantly figure more and more stuff out about yourself, about other people, about the reaction of things when you ingest them or take them via steroids.
Okay. So my psychological brain is rolling now, and I got
Yep,
questions for you.
let it rip.
And I might expose you a little bit here, but I
Oh
want
boy,
you to be okay with being exposed.
expose it.
Would you? Well, okay. Would you say that your physical journey via gym or whatever your physical journey
Yeah.
has stemmed from a place of darkness?
Yes.
Okay, and my next question is because I know, but could you walk away from the gym tomorrow and never go back?
No.
Right. So for you, this is an addiction. It's not a passion. Oh, okay. Hold on. Backtrack here. Backtrack here.
Gosh dang it, Bobby.
Because for me, I'm trying to compare it to myself, like in music, right? Because I'm really
Yeah.
passionate about music, and if someone asked, said the same shit to me, they're like, "Can you walk away from music tomorrow?" My answer would be no. I absolutely could not, unless I could if it was like I had something wrong, like I had a note on a vocal folder, something like that, like an altering thing that didn't allow me to sing. I would say yes, I'd walk away from music. But
So
there are so many different things you can do in music. So I would be like, no, I wouldn't. But I understand. Yeah.
so you're addicted to, or you're passionate about music
I'm
or singing.
I'm passionate.
I feel like this needs to be broken down even further. What is like the actual specific thing that you do that you enjoy so much?
I'm passionate about music.
Music, not
Music.
the singing.
I think I'm addicted to singing.
Okay, here we go. Now we're making some progress here because I just thought to myself, I'm like, okay, well, could anything for you replace music? Could you replace music? Because I thought to myself, could something replace the gym? And the first thing that I thought was no. There's nothing that could replace the gym in my eyes that would make me feel the same way.
Oh, are you asking me if there's something for me?
Yeah, like
No.
exactly.
There's nothing that I'm more passionate about other than music. I'm passionate. Well, I my first thought was golf, but I'm like golf doesn't make me feel the same way music makes me feel.
Golf is like I always thought of golf for you as your musical relief.
Yes. Yes.
That was like
100%.
your outlet.
100%.
And for me, for me it's cars. And then I go back to the gym. The gym's the relief for the cars. The cars are relief for the gym.
Yeah.
Horrible. Um, Interesting.
You
I
got to
don't feel
keep
like
going
we've
here. You
really
got
figured anything out here.
No, you got to keep going. You're on a good path with that.
Okay.
I forgot.
No, I didn't forget. It's just I don't know where to carry that from here. I was just thinking specifically going down to like the root. What are you doing, Bobby?
Thinking.
Oh, okay. I was trying to narrow it down to your root passion slash addiction.
Right. My
I'm trying
passion.
to,
I would say for me, music is definitely my passion. My addiction is singing.
my what was the what was the origin of your addiction?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What
You're
triggered
getting
that? What flipped a switch?
you're getting
That was
into
like,
it
dude,
now.
this is here. This shit's gonna be with me forever, and I'm making that decision today.
For my addiction to singing.
Yeah,
I don't like saying addiction. It's very negative.
I know, and it's like me when I talk about my subordinates,
Yeah.
but just for terminology's
Sure.
sake.
Okay. So for me, I've been involved with music since 6th grade. However
Right.
old you are in 6th grade, you're what? 10, 9, something like that?
I don't know, 12,
I was
11?
12. No, 12 is freshman year of college or high school, I think.
No,
Yeah.
14.
Oh, 14. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. I didn't get
11.
so for me, how my musical journey started, or I say my singing journey started, is
Yep.
someone told me I was good at something.
Dude, that shit, that's powerful. That's
And
powerful.
for me, my entire life I have never ever thought I was good at anything. Anything.
Yeah.
Not anything.
Yes.
I thought I was mediocre at a lot of stuff. I never thought there was one thing that I was really good at. And my senior year of high school, the choir director said, "You're a phenomenal singer. You're really good at singing." She's like, "You need to come sing." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay, I'll give it a try." I'm just like, "I don't think so, but I'll give it a try." And then all of these things they were very much so everything that had happened in my life then was was evident that I was good at singing. That I
Yeah.
was, I had a lot of talent here.
Right.
So for me, that's in that moment, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do this.
And so you also had a little bit of time spent um, playing trumpet and whatnot, right?
At the time of singing, I had been playing trumpet for 7 years.
So you already had some like similar
Musical background.
grounds, yeah.
Yeah.
But at the okay, so let me ask this. So when you were playing trumpet, did you feel like 90% fulfilled the with that? Like, was there a little part of you that was like, I'm pretty good at this, but I could probably walk away from it? Or were you like, you weren't expecting it, and one day someone was like, dude, you sing good, and then like that was the 100% that you needed to fully be invested? Like, okay, I think I found it.
No, for it clicked for me in 7th grade. 6th grade, I sucked. I sucked major booty hole. 7th grade, we started in marching band. We started
Yeah.
doing all these 80s songs. I grew
Mm,
up in like 80s Central in my household. That's all we listened to. I
yeah.
still listen to it. It's rocking shit.
Nice. Hell yeah.
So I'm like, oh, well, I know this melody. I don't need to look at the music. And I just played it.
Mm,
And that's when first time in the musical world, instrumental world, if you get first chair, like, you're the best of the
yeah.
best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seventh
Yeah.
grade was the first year I got first chair. And I'm like,
Felt like a badass.
yeah.
Yeah. Felt good.
Then I just continued to get those skills. Then I got
Yeah.
into high school, and the high school band director my freshman year, he was telling me, usually you have to audition for wind ensemble. That's the top band. But my
Hmm.
freshman year, he's like, why are you not in wind ensemble? And I'm like, my freshman year? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't even know it was a thing. And
Yeah.
he's like, okay. So I auditioned for him, and I was in my sophomore year. So I was really,
Okay.
really very, I was a very good trumpet player, and I was principal in wind ensemble. So I felt, I'm like, I love music. I felt it 100%. I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, I felt
Yeah.
fulfilled,
Yeah.
but that's not what I wanted to do for a career.
Hmm.
I wanted to, it was either at the time, it changed to 3 different things. It was software engineering when I first got into high school because I was doing a bunch of tech stuff. Then it changed to law enforcement. And then towards the end of my high school career, it turned into law. I wanted to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
And then I started singing. And the high school choir director, she was just like, just apply. Just apply to these music schools. See if you get in.
Yep.
Well, at the time, it was too late. So I had no clue what I was going to do. Sorry, this is getting a bit off of on a tangent here. I had no clue what I was going to do, and I was just like, well, whatever. I'm just not going to go to school. Seriously. And then
Yeah.
that summer of when we graduated in 2016, the head of
Yep.
the opera program at Portland State University called me. And she's like, hi, Eric. She's like, what are your plans for school? And I said, I don't know. I don't have any plans. And I remember the exact moment she called. I was in Montana with Tyler and Alex, and we were riding dirt
Hmm.
bikes. And I was sitting on the porch waiting for my turn to ride the dirt bike. She called me, and she's like, we're willing to offer you scholarships to come to Portland State. And I'm like, okay, I'll go to Portland State on some
Opportunity.
scholarships the first year, and then I'll go apply for the schools I actually want to go to.
Yep.
So, anyways,
Never pass up an opportunity when it's gonna better you.
right. So, anyways, back to the thing. All of these things started to happen, and uh, when I started singing, it just felt like the first thing I was actually good at. That I didn't necessarily have to, this is really bad to say, but try.
Yeah.
You know, because in my
No,
mind,
there's a moment.
that's what I thought. I was just like, oh, all these good people don't have to try because I've in my schooling experience, I had to work harder than everybody else. I just was constantly every day working so much harder, and I'm
Yeah.
like, it doesn't look like any of my colleagues in school or my classmates are working as hard as I am to understand this concept or to grasp this concept, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
be naturally good at a lot of things. And then singing, that was kind of the first thing that I was just like, oh, I'm good at this and I don't really have to try.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't until I got older that that it really clicked for me, and this has only happened in the last 3-4 years. I'd say that um, it doesn't matter. You just have to work hard, and if you work hard, you're gonna succeed. And the
Yeah.
people that don't work hard, I don't want to say that it's a mediocre life, but to me, it is a mediocre life, and I'm
For
not
sure.
okay with living a mediocre life.
Nah, it's not a
So
life worth.
I don't know where you were
living.
really going with that about the comparison of really feeling.
Oh, it was just the root of your addiction for
Ah,
singing.
yeah,
So I mean, that was in there for sure.
yeah. Because I know
Uh,
yours.
for the gym.
Yeah. Because okay, what would you say the gym? Okay, we could break this down too. I think for you, you're addicted to the look,
Ooh, yeah.
but I think
I
you're
what?
but I think you're passionate about health.
I do have that little bit of ego side of me that just I can't get around it, man. I can't get around it, man. I am just I don't even want to talk about it. It is honestly embarrassing the amount of times that I take my shirt off in a day and look at myself in the mirror. It just sounds so terrible, but it's just like, and I don't like to flaunt that, even though on social media I've been doing it a smidge more. But fuck me, man. I'm proud of what the fuck I've done. You know
Right.
how fat I was for so long, bro? For so long, dude. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna say it, dude. For so long, I couldn't see my wiener. It is a fucking thing that if you are overweight, you will lose confidence because you don't visually make the connection with what is hanging down there, man. And a lot of
Okay.
people haven't had that. Like they haven't experienced having something overhanging off their body and just like it's embarrassing. It's uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable, bro. Wearing a seatbelt. You ever been uncomfortable wearing a seatbelt? Probably not, Eric. Probably
No.
not.
No.
That bitch just rolls right underneath your belly flap and it's just the worst thing on earth. Like, dude, bending over, bro. Your pants don't fit anymore. I gotta buy new fucking pants, bro. Like, it's just, oh man, I'm getting off on a tangent.
Yeah.
This is why I'm addicted to the look. I'm addicted to what I see in the mirrors because I put myself in these situations where I weigh 215 pounds, look like garbage, and I'm like, what can I make of this garbage?
Well,
And it's the process.
I
It's the
think
process.
I think for you, I think there's more to it than that, and
Yeah,
we
I'm
don't got to get
very
in.
generalized.
We don't got to get into those reasons. Um, but it's that whole thing of addiction stemming from a negative thing. My negative thing
Yeah.
is I was never thought I was good at anything, right? So it's just really interesting to see that, you know, and it's what you choose to make of that, which makes, yeah, I don't know. I was looking out the window
Okay.
then.
I know you were that time. God damn it. Okay.
Getting all
Um,
philosophical, looking at the trees.
yeah. When was the what made you what were your options when you decided to pick up a trumpet or start music? Like what was what was the initiating factor? Were you just like, I just want to blow into a fucking brass piece of shit?
My best friend at the time was playing trumpet.
Oh, and you're just like, dude, that's kind of cool. Let me
Yeah.
try it.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
sitting up in his bonus room on his pool table. And I'm like, what is that? He's like, it's a trumpet. My mom's making me do band. I'm like, oh. And so I picked it up and I blew through it. I'm like, oh,
Pretty cool.
I can make noise and be loud as a
Yeah.
young boy.
As a young
Sign me
boy.
up. Sign me up.
Funny. I
And plus, I always, sorry, I always
sure.
kind of grew up like in a musical family. Like my parents always listened to music. My mom sang, like my grandma played instruments all through her life. My uncle sang. So I was constantly around music. Like my grandma would always throw on like Mary Poppins or the Jungle Book or Lion King. Well, they don't sing in Lion King. Yeah, they do sing in Lion King, like all that stuff. And so I was
Hmm.
constantly around that environment of music since literally I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why not?
Interesting. So, all right, my turn.
Yeah.
um, I I always try to figure out what I associate training with. Like, I'm just like, why did I get into that? Why did I go that route? And I think it's because, well, my early childhood, I grew up with my grandma and my mom, and then
Yeah.
it transitioned to my dad.
Yeah.
So moved in with my dad, my mom and I did. And from that point forward, I knew that my dad was a freaking freak of nature, strong individual.
Yeah.
And there's something there that I was always like, that was intimidating. And I was like, I want to I want to intimidate, you know? I want to have the same presence that this man has in a room.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, my grandpa, even though at the time he was my grandpa, still a very strong, manly figure.
Yeah.
I was surrounded by a lot of men as I was growing up that were just like, I was like, God damn, I'm like, this man is such a strong figure,
Yeah.
you know? Maybe not in other ways, but physically, aesthetically, I wanted a lot of the things that I grew up amongst. And so once I finally got to a position where I had the free option of weights after school in high school, that's when I decided I was like, oh, I can make myself look this way. I can make myself stronger by lifting these weights constantly. Like I wanted to have that same presence that they held.
Yeah. Well,
And that's kind of where mine stemmed.
it's also because uh, Pick is kind of a badass.
Yeah, you're telling me.
His calves are the size of my torso.
His calves are shrinking.
No.
He knows it. He knows it.
Well, it's also because I think it depends on. Honestly, I think it depends on what your career is too. Because he's a cop, and I don't know
Yeah.
what your dad's dad did, but was a fireman, right?
No.
Oh,
He was a lumber broker.
oh, just a
I believe
manly
that's what.
man.
Very
Lumber
blue collar
broker.
esque.
Wait, did he just sit in an office and sell wood all day? Wait, chill out.
No, I haven't. I've never actually asked.
Oh, um,
I'm taking a guess, but I'm pretty sure that's what I recall.
yeah. But I think all those things, I think all those things add up.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's interesting.
I think it's because I was raised in a very feminine environment, and then once I got brought into more of that
You're telling
masculine
me.
environment, it just like something clicked, and I was like, I still have this very soft, womanly personality at times, but then if I want to get intense and like express that side of me, I can.
I'm just giving you shit.
But yeah, I definitely I can be soft as fucking butter sometimes, and you know it.
Yeah.
Just last night, I was soft as butter.
Oh, I was laying into you.
I know,
he,
getting ripped to pieces.
you go and Taylor texts his brother. He's like, I'm about to get ripped to pieces by Eric.
Eric's like, let me finish my food so I can just fuck you up. It's like, God damn it. Whatever.
No, but it's really interesting to see in our lives personally, and I challenge our listeners to, see if they've got any addictions or passions and compare that to how they grew up, or because I took this one class, I can't remember what it was called. I think it was like some philosophy of, I think it was philosophy of education, and in that we talked about growing up in there was something specific. It was a specific thing, and I can't remember what the name of it was, but
Gosh dang it.
environmental culture. So,
Yeah.
like, one of the things we talked about is like, if a kid grew up in middle of Asia, their environment and what they're used to, their culture is used to very like bare minimum old school, like crushing rocks with rocks, right? Versus the environment and culture that you and I are used to living in is like, okay, I'm giving an example. We crush rocks with power drills. So they're not you, and it depends on, like, it gets more minute than that, and it's like, well, my culture living in this town is different than this town, right? Like how
Let me hold on. I think I have something that's gonna summarize this really well. So, okay, so if you don't mind,
yeah,
Hank, my boss, um, owner of Iros, he made this post that hit me heavy. I was like, that is a fucking great, easily generalized statement.
yeah,
I don't know. He says, 79 years ago today, so this was on June 6th, Allies poured into Normandy to take back the key landing. That always seemed like an eternity ago. I'm 38, so just double my lifetime ago, we were sacrificing human carcasses on a beach to get to guys that were putting other humans in ovens. Little perspective there. Tell me more about how advanced humankind is. Thank you to all the men and women that paid the ultimate price so I can continue to enjoy living in the easiest time to be alive in human history. If you were born first world in the 21st century, you won the human lottery.
yeah,
I think that kind of
yeah.
is summarizing what you're trying to say about the first world problems
Right.
versus
And I wouldn't even say, I mean, that makes total sense, but that's not exactly what we talked about, and I can't remember it, so I shouldn't have even brought it up.
yeah.
But it has to go along those lines. You just take what you have lived in your life and what your addictions might be or your passions might be, and just compare that. Dig deep. Don't be
Right.
afraid to dig deep. Get in there.
Oh.
It's okay, because the only way that you're going to be normal is by digging deep.
Sure.
I don't know.
I don't know about normal,
No, I was just trying to be all
but
speech like.
I think the reason why Eric and I put ourselves in this vulnerable state and just like kind of leave it all out on the table for other people to listen to is to just show people that it's okay to go dig through emotions sometimes and figure out like we've been saying, like the root reason on why we're addicted to what we're addicted to, or why we're passionate about what we're passionate about.
Right.
It's okay to feel and talk about emotions. Like it's not something that you should be talking about 24/7 for sure, because that'll just get in the way of everything else in your life. But
Right. And we
you
are
have to know more about yourself than other people do.
right. And we're a little bit more fortunate because our addictions are not, I would not say, a hindrance to life.
Right.
So some
They
people are
propel.
right. Some people are do not have addictions like that, and some people have
Yeah.
really bad. So
Mm-hmm.
get those people help. Call 1-800. I don't know. Sorry, that is a bad joke. Bad joke.
That's a bad joke, Eric.
Sorry. Anyways, that's all I got.
You know what? Actually, I have one more thing, car
Okay.
related, because it's pretty fucking rad.
Okay.
You know the 24 hours of Le Mans race, iconic. It's been around since 1923.
Yeah.
One of the most important races of all time.
Sure.
Ford versus Ferrari.
Yep.
That'll give you some information.
Yeah.
Well, 100-year anniversary, 24 hours of Le Mans. Guess who decides to step into the ring? Chevrolet. Bobby. Do you see that motherfucking NASCAR that's been ripping around, just whipping ass?
Yeah.
That is the coolest thing I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. That's
Oh
awesome.
man, I love. There's this very, very already iconic picture of the NASCAR sitting amongst the rest of the Le Mans cars, and it's just like, bro, the dichotomy in that picture is just like disgusting.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's that American muscle just sitting in like amongst like some of the most amazing and thought out race cars on the planet, and this fucking NASCAR shows up and just is starting to just like bang,
Ba-da-bum
bang,
bum
bang,
bum
bang.
bum 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 bum.
All over my TikTok's just been this NASCAR.
Yeah.
NASCAR takes over another Ferrari. Blah blah blah. It's just like it's so funny.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect it.
So funny.
So funny. So yeah, I thought it was cool. Le Mans is cool.
Yeah. I agree.
History lesson.
History.
1923.
There you go.
All right. Well, that's all I have to say.
All right. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share the podcast. We're on Late Night Tangents on everything. Throw an underscore between the words and you'll find us. Taylor should be keeping up Instagram. There's a link tree in there.
Yeah.
You'll find everything on that
Probably.
link tree.
Should.
If you have any topics you want us to explore, please let us know, and we will.
Please let us know. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. And with that,
Okay.
that's all I got.
That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Adios.
Bye.